Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And we have a special guest this week. We had one last Thursday before last Thursday, and again this Thursday. And she is a very, very special guest to me. Miss Cohilda is our special guest today. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Master Coach.
How are you? How you doing?
I'm good today. I'm feeling really good. I'm great. I'm excited about life and just moving forward with my life.
Awesome. Yes. And I see that you just had a second year anniversary and you and your husband was celebrating. Congratulations. Happy anniversary, and all that good stuff.
Thank you again. Yes, yes, it was great.
Yes, yes, yes. So, I really appreciate you taking the time to be with me this morning. So, can you tell us a little? We're gonna jump right in. Can you tell us a little bit about your health challenges that you've had over the years? Just over the years, the things that you've had to deal with in your health.
Well, mainly battles between high blood pressure. I never really had any issue with cholesterol until some later years, some few years ago. So I had some issues with that. It started popping up because the doctors always said I was borderline. I was borderline high blood pressure. Both my parents had high blood pressure. One of my parents had cholesterol issues, so I was like in the middle of not fully needing to be on medication, but I was
Mm-hmm.
I was borderline of because I did work out, I did exercise, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
always eat correctly.
Right.
I ate wrong more than I ate right, you know, but they kept saying borderline, but that was because I did drink a lot of water. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
do too much of anything excessive, but I still worked out. I still had a routine of just keeping up with walking every day, you know.
Yes.
But
Yes.
so that kept me borderline, but I still
Mm-hmm.
ate wrong. I didn't eat, I didn't care about what I ate because I was working out.
Right. Right.
So, but
And
still I
most
was
people,
borderline.
yeah, and most people really believe that, if they work out, that they don't necessarily have to watch what they eat, which is not true because if you're taking in a lot of fat, then, it's definitely going to affect your blood pressure. So even though you may be working out or walking or whatever the case may be, it is really important that you do watch what you eat. So tell
Yes.
me, was that the one thing that was your biggest challenge was dealing with your eating habits?
Yes, my eating habits was terrible. My sleep habits was off. Definitely, was because as I got older, my energy level changed.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
of course, I work night shift, so I'm definitely off for sleep because I'm working at night more than sleeping at night. So,
Yes.
so my days off, I slept more during the day, but still I was always tired, just
Mm-hmm.
tired. Like I couldn't
Hmm.
get enough of sleep because,
Yeah.
I was eating wrong. Everything was wrong about me. Sleeping, eating, the work, late hours of
Yeah.
working, everything was just against me. And not realizing it, that it was failing me that way, my life, my health, everything, because I was just doing everything just wrong.
Right. And I don't think that people really understand how our eating, our sleeping, our drinking enough water, our getting our exercise, our habits, our routines, all those things matter and they all work together. They all have to be in harmony. And I think that when you have two or three things that's off from that balance, then you're just off. That's why you were tired, even though you were sleeping. So yeah, you have to work on your sleeping. You have to work on your eating. It's just necessary in order for you to be able to feel. Because I'm sure that you didn't feel well during that time. Tell us how you felt.
I felt sluggish. Like
Mm,
everything I did was a struggle. It's like, okay, I had to set alarms to get up.
mm,
I had no particular routine about anything. I was just sluggish, tired, even though I was going forward with doing things. You know, my parents really needed me to do this and that, and it just seemed like I was always tired. Like, hey, when you get your rest, come on and do this. But I would get up and do it, but I would be just tired all the time. And I was like, what is wrong with me? You know, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
tired. Even when I
Yeah.
get sleep, I wake up, I'm still tired. I had no
Yeah.
energy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or desire to do much of anything because I was tired. Then I was tired so much that I cut back the walking. I'm eating,
Mm-hmm.
still wrong, but then I cut
Yes.
back the
Yes.
one thing that was giving me that borderline of
Mm.
health that, you know, I needed it, but I still cut back because I was just so tired and exhausted. But
Yes. Yeah.
I blamed it on work, you know,
Mm.
working all the
Mm.
time. I didn't blame it on what, you know, I'm
What
eating
you were
all the
doing.
time. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or what you were not doing, I should
Right.
say.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And that's why we have to get to the root of what it is, because once you were aware of where your problem lied, which was actually my next question, was what was your breaking point, because you had to have a breaking point where you just said, okay, enough, I just can't deal with this anymore. What was your breaking point?
My breaking point was, you know, I'm going to the doctor. They want to
Mm,
add this medication. They want to add this
mm,
medication. They want to send me for this test, you know, and I'm looking at myself like, you know what? And I'm telling the doctor, okay, give me 3 months and I'm gonna do, you know, I'm gonna do better. You're gonna see a difference in me, which, you know, it would be a little difference, but not majorly enough change, but just
mm.
enough to keep them from giving me an extra pill to take, you know.
Yes.
So with that, you know, and that's when I reached out to, well, let me backtrack just a little bit. Um, I ended up getting COVID, which it wasn't a major COVID as some people had, but I did
Mm,
get it. I did test
mm-hmm,
positive. So with even that testing positive, I ended up with a shortness of breath that I couldn't get rid of. I just could not get rid of no matter what I did. The more walking I did, it seemed like the worse it did. If I
mm,
ate, I would have an attack or an episode, you know. So I began, but prior to that, you know, I had contacted you. We talked, but the breaking point of me even reaching out to you before the COVID was that I needed something that was going to benefit me long term.
mm-hmm.
That was the major thing. I wanted something to change for myself for a long time, not a short period of time, not just the
Right.
3 months that I'm telling the doctor. I
Right.
wanted something to change and change me to the point where this is how I want to live. This is how I want to be for the rest of my life. I don't want to just start something and stop. I need
Right.
something that was going to benefit me for the rest of my life, give me longevity for my life. You know, I wanted to live and be here and be happy and fit with energy, moving, going, because I've seen people with that type of energy. I was like, look at them, look how old they are. They still out here, you know, and they getting it, you know, they
Yes.
moving
Yeah.
and getting it.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be that part. I don't want to be sitting down in the rocking chair and can't
Yes.
hardly get up or move. I wanted to be still moving and living life, just enjoying my life. And that was
Absolutely.
my breaking point of contacting you. But I'm also seeing, you know, on Facebook and you doing, you live. I was like, look at her. I remember you. I remember, you know, look at you. You in your 60s. They're looking wonderful.
Yes.
That's, you know, what I desire. I want to be getting older, but looking, fitting younger, you know, moving.
And you look fabulous. You really do. I mean, I saw your pictures from your vacation, celebrating your anniversary, you and your husband, and you really look good. Do you mind sharing with the audience how old you are?
I'm 61 years old. I don't mind.
And you look absolutely amazing. I have your picture on my cover for this week, for the podcast, and I'm telling you, you look absolutely amazing.
Thank
And
you.
that's what I want people to know, is that, you know what? it's never too late to get started. You know, once you get to the point where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, you don't want to get on more medication because the medication isn't really helping. Your numbers aren't coming down. So the goal is to get your numbers to come down, you know, and applying those, you know, those key principles, you know, developing the habits and making it a routine. Then it becomes a lifestyle. And I kept hearing you say that you want it to be a way of life. You want it to be, and that's what you want. You want it to be a lifestyle. But once you have developed the habit and it has become a routine, then it also becomes a lifestyle. And that's the part, that's the what that everybody wants to obtain. They want to obtain the habits, the routine, and the lifestyle. That's what they want to obtain.
Yes,
And but it takes practice. It
yes,
takes time to develop that, you
yes,
know. But yeah, and I'm glad that you got to the point where you realize it's like, you know what, I'm not doing this stuff right. I really need some direction, and that's really what it was. You sought out help because you needed some direction. You wanted to know, how do you get this under control?
yes,
You know, even with the high blood pressure and now the high cholesterol creeping in, and I'm telling you, you know, those things, you know, the habits, and you know, applying, you know, drinking enough water and getting your rest, because people don't realize that, you know, weight loss and cardiovascular and cholesterol, all that stuff is linked to your sleep as well. You know,
yes.
and that's the reason why everything was so off whack, because you weren't getting enough sleep. You know, you weren't eating right. You know, so all those things play a big contributing factor. But once you became aware of it,
Yes.
tell me what steps you took to be able to make the changes so that it could become a habit. Tell us how you did that.
Well, first of all, I had a conversation with my husband on what I'm doing. You know,
Mhm.
I needed to change, and he can help. You know, he could be a part of it to help as well.
Mhm.
He's a he likes to stay up late and get up early, not sleep. You know, and
Mhm.
I have to get up early as well. So we conversated. He's like, I could try that sometime. I said, well, when you on board, we can do that. We don't have to do it all the time. I'm not gonna force you to do something you're not ready to do. But I need
Right.
to do this for me. This is about
Mhm.
me. It's not about you. And when you do it, that's fine. So I started going to bed. Well, let me just backtrack. I work 12-hour days. So I work from 7:45 to 8:15. It takes me about a good 45 minutes to get home. So I'm usually
Mhm.
home around 9ish,
Mm.
So my thing was trying to figure out what's going to be the best time for me to get myself in bed, like you suggested, get myself in bed before I go to sleep to relax my
Mhm.
body, to get myself prepared to just ease into that sleep without stress
Yes.
and a whole bunch of this on my mind, get my
Mhm.
mind together. So I started getting into bed at least by 9:45 to 10 o'clock was my thing. 10:15 was trying to be my latest. If I did 10:30, I was pushing it because I had things I had to do before I go to bed. But I was most
Mhm.
definitely trying to be in the bed by 10, between 10 and 10:15. And it started working for me. Just getting in the bed, relax,
Yes.
put the phone away. I put my phone on do not disturb. So my do not
Mhm.
disturb start between 10 and 6 o'clock in the morning. I did not want
Yeah.
to be disturbed, period.
Yes.
And if I
Yes.
got an email, a text message, unless it was an emergency, if you called me, that was going to be different because I knew it was an emergency. But I put my phone on Do Not Disturb so I could relax and not be worried
Yeah.
about not playing the game. Sometimes I would
Mhm.
do some reading and get myself relaxed or just listen to some music, get me relaxed. No TV. I do not have a TV in my room. So
Awesome. Awesome.
that was a plus because we just moved
Yes.
and my husband was like, "Are we gonna put a TV in the room?" I said, I'm
No,
kind
sir.
of liking it like without the TV, because he gonna
Mm.
sit up in the bed and he gonna watch TV. That's gonna throw me
Right.
off. So I said no TV,
Mhm.
but I will be in bed by 10:15. And surprisingly, it took a little time, maybe a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks
Mhm.
at the most, I can say, of me being on routine, even if I was off. I still went to
Yes.
bed at the same time. I would get
Yes.
up before my alarm would go off,
Yes.
which was surprisingly for me because I was like, I'm awake, and I'm looking around the bed, I'm going back to sleep. I would try to make myself go back to sleep. No, let me sleep a little bit longer because, I have a few more minutes. Let me just go back to sleep. And my body would be like, no, you need to get up. It's time to get up. Let's get up. So I would say
I
my
love
prayer,
it.
do my little exercises that I do in the
Yeah.
bed, and then I would get up, pop right on up, and I couldn't even sleep if it was a day off. I'm awake and I'm looking
Yeah.
at myself like, wait a minute, you don't have to go to work today. Why are you up? Go back to
I love it. I
sleep.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. So it absolutely works, doesn't it?
It
It
does
absolutely
work.
works.
It does work.
Yeah.
And with me
Yes.
getting
Yes.
that rest, I was able to, okay, I'm gonna go walking. Let me go ahead and get my exercise in. So
Hmm.
if it's the
Hmm.
weather was
Hmm.
nice, I would go out, or I would go to the gym, going to get my workout on and everything. And I was like, you know what? What I'm gonna do the rest of the day?
That is awesome. I mean, and the difference, the shift that was made in how you felt physically, mentally, emotionally. I mean, it's just priceless. Seriously, it's absolutely
Yeah.
priceless compared to how you felt, even if you got 8 or 9 hours of sleep, or when you woke up you still feel tired. I mean, who wouldn't want to have this versus that?
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Amazing
Yes.
feeling. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it worked for you. I'm so glad. So let me ask you another question. Can you tell me some of the benefits of, um, you know, uh, us working together and how it has affected other people like around you, like your husband, your siblings, or anybody, co-workers, or anybody else? Can you tell us anything about that?
Well, I'm always talking about what I'm doing. If I ever get
Mm-hmm.
a chance
Mm-hmm.
to talk to someone and they're like, "Hey, what you doing? Why you look like that? You look good."
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm always saying what's going on with me. First, I give most honor to God about everything, and
Yeah,
I thank God
absolutely.
for even having you in my life. To get me back on track because I've always been a little, physical fit, but going through those difficult struggles that I was going through and reaching out to you, seeing what you was doing and looking at you, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. You know, I was
Thank
like,
you.
I want that. And so
Yes,
when
yes.
we became to be a team and you said you will be here for me, um, with that, I would stress to other people, if the conversation came up, what I'm doing and what you're doing
Mhm.
and what I've seen you do, where you came from, with your
Mhm.
journey and where you are
Yeah.
now, I would share, when people would come to me and say, Coco, how you do it, how you have that discipline. You would be having a party, they got all these donuts, cakes and stuff. And I was like, I don't know why y'all put that back here. I'm not eating that. I don't want that. you know, I said, now, don't get me wrong. I do have my desserts. I do have my sweet little thing that I
Yeah.
want to do when I want to do it. I said, but my
Mhm.
discipline is different. So if I
Yes.
don't want it, I don't want it, you know. But I
Right.
shared
Yep.
that with other people. I said, well, you have to talk to yourself. You have to get your mindset on a different level that if you don't want it, you don't want it
Yes.
no matter what. You can put it in front of me all day. If that's not what I
Yes.
want, I don't want it. So I do
Mhm.
have a brother that's very overweight, so I'm always talking to him because I what I see how he feel may be two different things, but I see it may be an issue. But he said, but I don't have that issue. I don't have that issue. I have no cholesterol issue. Doctors don't tell him that, but it still doesn't change what he's doing. So I'm
Right.
still always sharing, whether a person take up on what I say, because at some point, you either gonna look at yourself and change something, or you just gonna carry on with the way you living. It is your life and it is your choice, but I still share the benefits, me, how I am, how I've changed. And so when people see that and they really want to make a change, they ask me,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
share the information just openly. It's just an everyday thing to have to share. I just spoke with a lady um yesterday, seeing me. She was looking at me, seeing how beautiful I am and how good I'm looking and everything. And I said, you looking like your mother too. And she was telling me, what she working on. I said, start with something small. Just start with
Yes.
something
Yes.
small. Then add in all the other things that you need to change for yourself. I said, just start small. Just cut back
Yes.
what you're eating. You don't have to eat the whole plate.
Mm-hmm.
Eat half of the plate.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And the thing is that I think that because people are not aware, I think that the awareness gives you an opportunity to be able to acknowledge that, what, this is too much. You can acknowledge that. Once you are aware of it, then you can acknowledge it, and then you can make your adjustments. I did a podcast about that. I called it the 3 A's, but you have to be aware of where you are,
Yes.
and then you have to acknowledge
Yes.
that, and then you can make the adjustments. And like you said, it's the mindset, like you were saying about your brother. It's the mindset. You really have to have a mindset shift, and that's the reason why when I talk about the 6 key principles, mindset is the first one. It's the first one because if you don't get the mindset part right, then everything else that follows after that is not going to fall into place. The dominoes are not going to connect and
Yes.
fall. So the mindset has to be in place in order for the rest of the dominoes to fall correctly. You know,
Yes.
so that's why starting there is the key. Even with your brother, it's like, he has to, be aware that, even though he may not have high cholesterol or high blood pressure, that even the weight is still not good for
Yes.
him. His body was not designed for
Right.
that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So just being aware of it and even being able to acknowledge it. And then, just, even if you just walk 15 minutes a day, I mean, I know people say, well, that's not nothing. Well, guess what? Over
It
time it
is.
is. If you do it
It
every
is.
day, if you do it every
Yeah.
day, it adds up. So, and I know that people just feel like, that it's a lost cause, and it's never a lost cause. As long as you have breath in your body, God gives you the ability to get up out of your bed, put your clothes on, and to be able to get up and walk. You really, really, really should, treat your body as a temple, and do that for your own body, for your own health, for your own
Yes.
self. Because it does prolong our life. It does give us better quality of life. I mean, look at your quality of life since you started sleeping better. I mean, your
Yes.
quality of life has improved so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
And that's the part I be trying to help people understand. Becoming healthy and well improves your quality of life. There was things that you can do now that 2 years ago you didn't feel like doing. You didn't feel like you were even capable of doing it now. Because I remember us having a conversation, and you were saying to me that how it was a struggle for you to even walk through the parking lot to get into your
Yes.
job.
Yes. No.
I remember those conversations. You know what I'm saying? So, but look at where you are now and how much better you
Yes.
feel. You know, and the good thing is that the more you continue to do this, the better you're going to feel, the more your health is going to improve, the more your quality of life is going to improve.
Exactly.
And here's the one thing I can tell people for sure: if you don't do anything, it will only get
Yes.
worse. It will not improve. I can tell you that guaranteed. It will not improve. You have to do something to work toward excuse me, improving your health, by paying attention to what you're eating and the portion size. Like you said, don't eat the whole plate, eat a half a
Right.
plate. Well, let's start with just putting small portion sizes on your plate. If we could start there, get a smaller
That.
plate. You know what I'm saying? Get a smaller plate, put smaller portion sizes on it. That's just a good place to start. You don't have to start by, cut. Say, I'm not gonna eat this because see, people start off wrong, and then they end up
True.
wrong, and that's why they don't stick with it, because they feel like, oh, it didn't work.
Yes.
It didn't work because you try to do everything at one time. And
Exactly.
like you said, start off with small things. And the advice that you gave that lady couldn't be more on point by starting off with something small. If you walk 15 minutes this week, next week walk 17 minutes. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's a start.
Yes.
So we have to learn to start where we are, do little portions at a time, because I can definitely witness for you, how we went through the sleep and the eating, and you just becoming aware of it. You were, even when the hour came of 10 o'clock, you knew it's like, oh, it's my
Well,
bedtime. It's like you were just so aware of
yes,
it. And it's like, okay, my bedtime is this time, and it was just always an awareness of it. So you developed that habit of being aware of your bedtime, and then you created the routine on being in bed at that
yes.
time, and now you just do it automatically. You don't even have to think about it. You just do it.
Yes, my body tells me, so, okay, I need to be in bed. What time is it? I'll get sleepy, tired, but wake up
Yes,
refreshed every morning. It's
yes,
just awesome
yes,
to
yes.
hate that.
It is.
I love the fact that I am refreshed. I'm ready to get up for the new day, see what, even if I have to go to work or if I don't, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But I'm up early and as opposed to me just laying there want to roll over tired. I hate to get up. I need to get
Yeah,
up to do
yeah,
something, but I'm
yes,
hating to get up
yes.
because I'm so exhausted.
Hmm.
Oh, it just feels great to have the energy to get up.
And you know what? And that's a major win. That's a major win for someone who doesn't get enough sleep. And I really want people to hear this. If you're not getting enough sleep, trust me when I tell you, the technique that I can give to you will
Yes,
absolutely positively work. It just takes
yes,
practice. Yes, you have to practice, but I can guarantee you, once you get it, you
yes.
got it. Because every evening at 7 p.m. my body, I'm in relaxed mode. I don't talk to anyone because I don't want to get myself all worked up. So I don't talk to anyone. I don't listen to anything that's going to disturb me or
Hmm.
disturb my
Hmm.
spirit. By 8 o'clock, baby, I'm in position to go to
Right.
sleep by 8 o'clock. But I wake up, my body automatically wakes up at 3 a.m. every 7 days a week. I can't control it. It's just that by 8 o'clock I fall asleep. Boom, just like that. No effort, just fall asleep. 3 a.m. my body wakes up, I'm refreshed, I feel good. I'm ready for my day. My day starts at 3 a.m. But there is nothing like getting good quality sleep. I'm telling you, it affects your life, it affects your weight, it affects your mindset. You just have better clarity. So I'm really excited that because I know that this was one of the things that, with you working the 12-hour days, it was really a struggle for you. And I'm glad that we're putting emphasis on it, because I talk to some people, they say, yeah, I sleep 4 hours a day. What?
Mm.
4 hours a day? How do you even function? Nobody can function on 4 hours a day. And here's the other thing that people are not aware of either, is that lack of sleep over a period of time, over years, can lead to Alzheimer's and
Right.
dementia. And people don't understand that lack of sleep can lead to it. You're more at
Yes.
risk for dementia and Alzheimer's from lack of sleep over a period of years. That's why sleep is so
Yes.
important. That's why it's so important. But listen, if there's anything that you could leave with our audience today that would encourage them, inspire them, that will lift them up, what would you say to them as we close this podcast?
Well, I would like to say that first of all, again, I thank God for Coach G being closer into my life, stepping closer into my life for the betterment of my health, my mind, my body, my soul. And sometimes we would get a little religious. We would have that little praise break. No, no judgment. I was able,
None at
I was
all.
able to talk about real issues of my life that surround and even those that surrounded me. Not once did Coach G judge me for anything that I was said, and the conversation was between us. I mean, even days that maybe I was feeling lowly, because I did go through a open heart surgery. Even after beginning this journey, the journey that we was on stopped for the open heart surgery, and she was there for me. She came and talked with me, and I'm just gonna say, uh, if you have anything in your life that you want to change, Master Coach G is the one, and she's closer. She even became a friend, and she's a life friend to me. Even though my lifestyle has changed, she is still my friend. I will still come to her for any issues or anything that maybe I feel like I fail or I fall off. And even if I fall, she was like, hey, just pick right back up. You know, um,
Hmm.
get you one, a Master Coach G. Get you one.
Oh, I know that's right. I know that's right, Coco. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Listen, I appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience, your health challenges and how you overcame them. And it's absolutely amazing. You are doing an amazing job. You look absolutely beautiful, and I appreciate you being on the show. Hey, listen, that's what we have for you today. I hope this episode has added value to your life. Thank you for joining me here on Thriving After 50, Mind, Body, Soul. Hey, and before I leave here, I want to give a shout out to my listeners here in the United States, Canada, Belgium, the UK, Mexico, Russia, France, Brazil, Ireland, India, Bangladesh, and Australia. I appreciate you all listening. Thank you. The audience is continuing to grow. Hey, I hope this episode has been a benefit to you. If it has been, please share it with someone that may be able to glean something from it. Also, subscribe once you finish listening. Follow me, write a review. And hey, I appreciate you all very, very much. And remember, knowledge applied is power. This is Master Coach G, and I'll see you on the next level.